In 2015, you owned 250 pairs of shoes. How many do you own now?
I think it's like around 400. So, not too many more.
Well, first off, congratulations on being the first guest on our rapid fire segment.
Awesome.
So basically how it's going to work is I'm just going to read you off a list of questions. After each question, it's going to be a pretty quick answer for you. And then we're going to go through the list, and hopefully for all of our sneakerheads out there, they'll really appreciate this segment.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So what is your favorite shoe of all time?
Jordan 1.
What do you think is the most underrated shoe?
Oh, man. Air Max BW.
What do you think is the most overrated shoe?
That's a tough one. What is the most overrated shoe? Like I'm sitting here looking at like Jordan 1 off-whites.
Okay.
They weren't overrated they weren't overrated when they came out, right? But like I think now they are.
There you go. To all the sneakerheads, they were not overrated when they came out.
Yeah.
Which pair of shoes do you think is your biggest hidden gem?
So I have a pair of Adidas shoes that were designed by Emilio Pucci that I found in Hong Kong in 2006 that I've never seen before or since, and nobody knows about. Yeah, they're absolutely extraordinary.
Very cool. What is the most comfortable shoe you've ever owned?
Comfort, like Air Max 90. Like I think Air Max, like if you had to pick one shoe to wear for the rest of your life, or one model shoe to wear for the rest of your life, I think Air Max 90 is probably it, just from a comfort standpoint.
Which shoe do you own the most pairs of?
It's probably going to be Jordan 1 with Air Max 90 a close second.
And how many pairs?
Jordan 1, it's probably around 30-ish, somewhere in that range.
Yeah. Damn. Which pair of shoes do you currently most desire?
I always think about the first Nike Yeezys. I have a couple. I don't have the Red Octobers, but I have the other two Yeezy 2s. But I know of the Nike Yeezy 1s, and every now and then I'm just like, shit, should I just go pay whatever the price is? And every day I don't, and then they go up. And so I feel like if I could just have someone give me a pair that I didn't have to pay for, I think that's it.
In 2015, you owned 250 pairs of shoes. How many do you own now?
I think it's like around 400. So, not too many more. I try to be pretty reasonable. I'll definitely sell off or give away shoes if I find that I'm not wearing them, or if I get seeded stuff and I find that I it's not not my style. So yeah, I think it's right around 400.
Gotcha. What is the longest you've waited in line for a shoe?
Probably only like 12 hours, probably like an overnight. There were a couple overnight campouts that we used to do, like in high school, but like never like multiple days. Like I need my
You've StockX.
Yeah. Well, now I don't at all. I buy all my shoes on StockX.
Exactly.
People say that I have hookups, but yeah. So I think probably just like a single overnight. It's never been multiple days.
And what's the most you spent on a shoe?
So the most I ever spent on a shoe is actually the first Off-White Prestos, and I paid $900 for them when shortly after they released, and I realized these things are never going back down if I ever want it, like kind of what I should have done on the Nike Yeezy every day, and I just bit the bullet, and it had been the most I'd ever paid. I've still never paid that much before, and I think they're now a couple grand if you wanted to get them. So I'm glad I did. But before that, and I think even before after that, I don't think I've ever spent more than like $500 or $600 on a pair. So. But yeah, that's at $900 for Prestos.
And besides yourself, who is the best shoe game?
Oh man, there are so many like guys that have just phenomenal like sneaker games. Just I guess top of mind, just because he and I have been talking a lot recently, is DJ Ski. People know him for a lot of different reasons, but like that guy has been into sneakers forever, and and has so much stuff and cares about so much stuff that nobody ever sees or would ever think is cool. So it's pretty impressive.
And then our last question for the rapid fire segment. Do you still own your oldest pairs of shoes, the Nike Maestros?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, they're not the oldest. I think they're the second oldest that I still have. The Maestros are second oldest. They're from like junior year of high school.
Wow.
But I have a pair from freshman year of high school. That was a pair of like tennis shoes that I used to wear, and then it became a kick around shoe. So, but yeah, those are the two oldest pairs that I still own.
Great. And that's it for that segment. Thank you. That was great.
Yeah, for sure.